Hi there everyone, Alice here from Just Films and That. I watched Spaceman, the Adam Sandler film, on Netflix. Then I went online and saw that people were really tearing into it, and I have thoughts about this. Hoping this won't turn into a rant instead of a review, but here we go, and I'll try to keep this brief.
6 months in isolation, you start thinking too much.
I'm getting interference.
I did not intend to frighten you, skinny human.
I really liked it. I felt like I was watching something a bit different. Now, Lonely Man in Space loses his marbles a bit. Okay, we know it's been done before. But amongst all the remakes, the superhero fatigue, and the rehashing of old ideas and characters that's being churned out of Hollywood, this just felt like it was doing something a bit different, and I really appreciated that.
You wish to know if I am real. I am like you. An explorer.
One of the more common complaints I'm seeing about this film is that it's too slow or that it's drab. One reviewer said it unfolds at a near comatose pace. And personally, I don't think these are justified criticisms at all. Not every film needs to be explosions, car chases, and high adrenaline moments all the way through. The guy is in space, near Jupiter, on his own, and I personally think what people think is too slow or boring is the film presenting to us what it would actually be like to be in that environment. The boredom is the point. It's one of the reasons that his mental health deteriorates so badly, which is really important to the story of the film. The dialogue and the character development that's occurring as the film slowly burns, as well as the themes being explored, are really engaging, and if you are able to connect with the characters, carry a real emotional impact. And most importantly, it didn't feel predictable. Adam Sandler is excellent in this, and I do believe his character Jakob. Obviously the concept is a bit wacky, and if you saw it written down you would think you're in for a wild adventure, but he plays it completely straight and he expresses himself well and is just generally really convincing. And you've got Paul Dano voicing the Spider, which was an excellent choice, and these two work really well together. Some of the cinematic techniques that they use for the flashback or memory sequences I think work really well, and it is challenging to pull off these sorts of scenes without them feeling too cheesy or really forced, but it works in this. As for anything I didn't like, well, the only thing I kept asking myself was, would they send someone on a solo mission for something like this? Now, I'm not a space expert, but surely it would be better to send a crew or at least one other person, because what if he gets ill or injured or, goes for a spacewalk to try and save his spider mate? Now again, the loneliness is the point, so I get that the film has to show him spiraling alone, but I just didn't quite believe that part of it. So at the time of recording on IMDb it gets 5.8 out of 10. Then over on Rotten Tomatoes it gets 66% from the audience and 50% from the critics. And look, people like what they like and everyone is different, and that's great, but personally I heavily disagree with those scores. But the critics on Rotten Tomatoes also give Natural Born Killers 50%, which, I don't get that at all. It's one of my favourite films. So my consensus is that Spaceman is underrated. I would probably give at least a 7 for how it made me feel. My concern is that studios and filmmakers might look at what's happened with this and decide that it really isn't worth taking risks, that they should just keep churning out the same old stuff over and over again because they know it's going to be well received. And you know what? I get it. Cinema is a business and films need to make money. And if that's what your audiences want, then that's what they want. But I don't know, I just want to see new characters and new ideas doing unexpected things, like becoming best mates with a giant spider in space. Is that so much to ask? Well, that's it from me for now, but don't forget you can catch our regular episodes about underrated and underseen films every Tuesday. See you later!